In this video, I'm going to be looking at Auto-GPT, one of the craziest AI experiments I have seen yet. Now, I know 2022 and 2023 have been a crazy year of AI explosion, but Auto-GPT is really pushing that to the next level by having sequential sequences of events that the AI can take. So to kind of break this down, right now you've probably been messing around with ChatGPT, and it's a very one-way kind of interaction. You still have to give it prompts, and it gives you completions. Now imagine if I were to tell you that instead of just playing ping pong with an AI, you can do just giving it a objective or a goal and having the AI think and reason all the way to achieving that goal. And this is possible by adding API keys. So if you're going to be checking out this repo, which we're going to do in this video, you want to make sure that you do have API keys from Google, from OpenAI, from 11 Labs if you want a talking AI. You're going to need to make sure that you have those, because essentially this AI is going to go on the internet and do the objective for you. So this is very different than ChatGPT, where you're really just, it's giving you ideas and then you're going and implementing those yourself. In this type of model, the AI is actually going and searching and actually achieving the goals by going out and doing sequential actions to reach that objective. So now let's get to the good stuff. Let's actually go through Auto-GPT, and we're going to talk about some of the setup, but it's really, really easy. The first thing you want to do is you want to visit the GitHub of Auto-GPT, and I'm going to put that in the link below. Make sure you look at that. It's very easy to clone. So if you scroll down here on the installation, run this command, and then run your pip installs. And once you run that, you want to make sure you clone the environment template. So I'm going to give you a preview of what that looks like. As you can see here, they were nice enough to include all the different config API keys that you need. The ones that I will say are very important is definitely the Open API key. That's the number one that you need. If you want the AI to talk back to you, I was having some issues with this. I don't really care. So I did not integrate the 11 Labs, but if you wanted to talk, feel free to integrate that. Make sure you sign up for 11 Labs. It's a really cool platform. And then the last one I would say is definitely the Google API key. Now, if you don't have a GCP account, it's not a bad idea. You can turn this off, but if you put the API key, it will let you search much easier. I was having issues with the default search. Once I put the API key in, it was able to actually go on Google and get the results that it needed. And so once you clone that into your own environment template, you're pretty much ready to go from there. So one thing that I want to say is that there are different ways to run the platform. The main thing is that the file is inside of scripts main.py, and you can run it in debug mode, you can run it in speak mode, and you can also run it in what's called continuous mode. And they do even have a caution. They even have a skull face on here. Hopefully your AI doesn't end up ending humanity. So just be careful with the continuous mode. Now, they were nice enough to also put a Control-C by default. That's how you terminate every script. So if it does start going south, you can definitely end the script. There's also some other integrations that are optional. So Pinecone, if you don't know what Pinecone is, it's an exploding new type of way of storing vectorized embeddings. So if you don't know what that is, check out other videos online, but this will essentially allow it to embed all of the information for continuous kind of answers. So it's kind of like a memory usage. Also, I love that they set up Redis. Redis is one of my favorite things to set up. And if you have Redis running, Redis is very easy to install. I highly recommend it. It's a NoSQL database, extremely fast, and they are leveraging the power of Redis. So as you can see, these people are pretty on edge, on the cutting edge of some of the most newest technologies, integrating them all into one. So I'm going to actually now start running that project. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run it at first just to show you. I'm not going to put on continuous mode, but we'll run the scripts.main.py, and I'll actually do the speak. Let's see if it speaks first. Still doesn't speak. Okay, let's take out the speak. Still giving me issues there. So I'll rerun that code without the speak. And as you can see here, it had a session before. And I figured that if you want to do this from scratch, you can just click on the no and it'll ask you questions. But essentially when you start running it, it will first ask you for the name of the AI. So I call it Easy AI after my company, easyai.io. Check that out. And you can see here, I gave it a role, which is an AI designed to autonomously create content and marketing material about my new business, Easy AI. And then you do provide it goals. You can provide it up to 5 goals. So here I said, find relevant information about AI, create a weekly newsletter about AI news, create posts for Easy AI's Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok accounts, reiterate with better content that has higher engagements and likes. So this is pretty much an autonomous AI social media manager, okay? And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on yes, and I wanna kind of show you what really happens here. So you can see it's now thinking, okay? And it kind of has this interesting kind of a dichotomy where it kind of is breaking down the thoughts. So first of all, you have at the highest level, you have an Easy AI thoughts, okay? So you can see here it says, I think it would be a good idea to start by finding relevant information about artificial intelligence. So it's pretty much taking my goals and putting that first kind of thought. It's also giving a reasoning behind that. Okay, so it's giving the reason why it's doing this. And it says that it's in order to create engaging content and marketing materials about Easy AI, I need to have a strong understanding of the field of artificial intelligence. Wow, who would have thought that an AI would need to really build a strong understanding of artificial intelligence? You know, who would have thought that? You see, it says, by using the Google command to search for AI news and developments, I can stay up to date on the latest trends. Wow, we got some cutting edge AI social media manager. So why not? And then now it says, what is the plan? So you can see here, it kind of breaks it down. Well, it's going to use Google command. It's going to save important information for files for later use, use the information gathered to create a newsletter, monitor engagement, and make adjustments as needed. And the one thing I liked about this is that they also have a criticism. So this is definitely a very thoughtful AI. It's even criticizing its own self to make sure that its results, like, you know, some good constructive criticism. Who doesn't like that? So you can see here, it says, I need to make sure that the content focuses on AI news and is not sidetracked by irrelevant information. Additionally, I need to ensure that the content is engaging and relevant to my target audience. So now you can see it's asking you for a next command. So the next command is Google. And the input is going to be latest AI news and development. And if I want to run this next step, I can just type in the Y button. And as you can see now, it's starting to do some things. And it seems like it's having a little bit of issues. It says containing an invalid argument. Let's see what this is all about. So now here's the interesting part. So I stopped for a second and I was about to fix this problem, okay? But the fact that this AI is made to think in advance, it says, it looks like the Google command didn't work, okay? And the reality is that if you're running this code for the first time, there might be something that you did not set up correctly. So the fact that it's actually reasoning about how to fix this, and it says here, I think I need to check the input and the API key. I will try with a different search term and make sure the API key is correct. And it says here that the reason is the Google command is a valuable tool for finding information. It is important to ensure that the input provided for the command is valid and the API key is correctly set up in order to retrieve accurate and relevant information. So it's telling me and he wants to double check the API key, change the input, use the Google command. I need to make sure to check the validity of the inputs, and it's asking for its next one. It's going to try to, again, let's actually try this out. Let's hit yes. Let's see what happens. And again, I get this kind of error. So I guess it's not ready to fix itself just yet, but we might be very close there. So I want to see for the second time what it's going to do here. So there are still some issues with prayer. I think we need to generate a new API key and provide the key in a Google command. I'll try to add more specifics. So it does seem like I'm going to have to interject now. So one interesting thing that I discovered is that when you create the Google API key, you also have to specify this new search engine. And as you can see here, you could also limit what the AI has access to. So I wanted to go all in. So I said, search the entire web. And you can see there's also image search and there's also safe search. So I'm just going to check all of these off because we're not doing no NSFW on this video. And let's click on create. So as you can see here, your new search engine has been created. Copy the following, paste it into your site's body section where you want the search box results to render. So I don't need to do that right now. I'm going to just go back and look at this. And it says here that when you set up your search engine by the following prompts, you can choose to search the entire web or specific. Once you've created it, click Control Panel on Basics, copy the search engine ID and set it as a variable named custom search engine on your machine. So I'm going to do that right now. So now that I've added that custom search API key, you're going to want to do that if you really want it to search. We are actually going to run that script once again. And as you can see, it's going to start back up. Yes, I want to use my same model that I made before. It's going to do its thinking, and then it will ask me about whether it wants me to search. And there you go. It's at it. And so I'm going to say yes. And crossing fingers now, Google. So command Google returned. So as you can see here, it searched Wikipedia, Britannica. I didn't even know they're still around. Britannica, Investopedia, Tech, Target, IBM, built-in, SAS, just a bunch of other things. And I said I should create a weekly newsletter about AI news. A weekly newsletter will keep the audience up to date. Additionally, it will showcase and establish Easy AI as a source of knowledge and expertise in AI. That's what we're talking about. Okay, so now what it wants to do is create a list of topics and subcategories relevant to AI for the newsletter, search the web, and collate articles and content that is relevant. So let's just do that. Let's give it a yes. And command do nothing, return no action performed. Not sure what that's all about. So let's see what happens here. I should create posts for Easy AI. It should be a good strategy to break down social media platforms, offer an effective way to reach the audience. So again, some more reasoning. Use the information compiled from previous research to determine the best angles for each social media platform. Okay. Use the Google command to find relevant images and hashtag. And because I gave it access to search for images, it should return me some good images. So let's see what this bad boy does. So now you can start seeing that it says, I should start GPT agents to delegate simple tasks and improve my productivity. So now it's actually making additional agents. So it's not just like one AI now. It's kind of like the parent AI or the master AI has now figured out that it needs a team. Okay. And so it says here that it's going to make these GPT agents will be useful for automating and delegating simple tasks, freeing up more time for me to focus on more complex ones. Use the start agent command to start a new GPT agent and name it based on the function the task it will perform. So now it's giving me this kind of command that I can use. Use the agents to delegate, regularly review, and evaluate. Okay. And in this command list, it does say do nothing. So there's no arguments. I'm just going to hit yes again and see what it does. I should start by relevant information to use in my marketing material. Okay, so sure. Command Google. It seems like it's searching and it's pretty much the same things that I'd found before. Machine learning crash course. So now it wants to now browse a specific website. What are upcoming AI relevant events? So use the browse website command to go to the IBM AI research website. Use the question argument to get insights into their upcoming activities and events. So now it wants to go into IBM's activity and events. Not sure how that's relevant, but why not? Let's have it do it. So you can see now it's doing something a little bit different. It seems like it is chunking all of that information it found. Command browse. The text does not contain information about incoming AI relevant events. So it was not able to find anything. So it actually did analyze that information And it discusses IBM's research work on foundational models and various AI-related topics. It also provides links to IBM research. I should create posts for easy AI social media. So again, it seems like this didn't really do anything. I'm getting a little bit tired of clicking yes, so I'm going to start running this on continuous mode and see what happens. So if I come down here, I'm going to run this on continuous mode and hit enter. And now it says continuous mode enabled. So it is telling me to continue. It does say warning. So you have been warned. And as you can see, it's using my local cache for memory. I have a lot. It's a pretty big server, so we shouldn't really have a problem here. And now you can see it's not even asking me anymore for those prompts. It's just doing its own thing. So let's just sit back and read what it's really doing. So it found some articles again. It's using the browse website to look through artificialintelligencenews.com for the latest AI news. You can see again, it's summarizing those chunks of data. And it seems like it's summarized 3 different chunks of data. And at the same time, I do want to monitor my OpenAI usage. This is going to be very important because it's using GPT-4, which is not cheap at all. And so far I've only used up about $1.50. I'm kind of calculating it. So make sure you check out the platform OpenAI. If you don't have the link, I'm just going to put this right here. Make sure that you utilize this right there, this link, and you'll be able to see your usage. And so you can now see that it's going through different websites and it keeps getting information. So I'll use the browse website command to look up for the latest associated. And it seems like they have, so what's kind of interesting is like, yeah, this is maybe not the most cutting edge news. It seems like right now it's so hung up on just wanting to learn about AI. And you can see here that visual content has a greater chance of being seen and shared on social media. So as part of Easy AI's goal, let's backtrack this. As part of Easy AI's goal to keep up with AI news and generate content, it will use the generate image command. So now it's going to be generating some images. Create an image with an AI theme. Command generate image returned no image provider set. So it seems like if you want to have images, you need to have some kind of image provider set. So I'm going to actually open this up. Give me a moment. And here, I just want to see if there was any image generation. So image provider, DALL-E. Okay. So it seems like if you want some image generation, you need to make sure. So let's see here, image generation. By default, Auto-GPT uses DALL-E for image generation. To use stable diffusion, you can use the hugging face. Once you have set the variables in your environment. So I already have DALL-E on here, but doesn't seem like it picked that up. So I'm going to just check my environment one more time. So after running this command now for at least about 5-6 minutes, I was able to find where it's actually putting all the information. So as you can see here, it created a file called Auto-GPT workspace. And there are some things that it's added on here. So first of all, it has an image that it added, and it also has some AI news text and AI newsletter. So let's go into the AI news text first to check this out. So it says recent news, including various developments and advancements like AI-equipped eyeglasses, cyber software to verify AI knowledge, and a robot hand that identifies objects with one grasp. So that's what it made here is an AI news.txt. Let's see the AI newsletter, what that looks like. Articles on AI advancement covering this week includes, and there's a list of articles. So it seems like it hasn't put that in yet. Then you have engagement feedback, engagement received from the weekly. So just like a human, it's kind of almost creating a folder, like a workspace folder, where it's putting all of its different content in there. So everything it's producing from images to text, it actually adds it there, and it has a persistent memory that will allow it to grab those files, read them in, change them accordingly, and put it back. And so sometimes I do get this invalid JSON. So if you guys have any idea what this is, leave it down on the comments. Obviously, we're just running this as a test. And you can see here, like, it appended the file. So now it has a file called casestudies.txt. So let me LSN this one. So there we go. We have our casestudies.txt. So AI implementation case studies in healthcare and financial industries under recent. So you can see here where it actually now has the articles. And I want to check out some of the articles that it's referenced. So let's click on this and kind of find out. So here you have transforming healthcare with AI, the impact on the workforce and organizations. And this article, let me see if there's a date on it. I'm just curious to see. I don't have a date on this. Let's check out another one here. This is a .edu website on here. And is there any kind of date we can see? We can't. Oh, right there. April 24th, 2018. So I found some older articles. This is a 7-minute read here. Let me see if there's any kind of date. Not any kind of date. So it's a little bit outdated. So I could see where, I could probably improve some of this code. And it seems like maybe some of the search. So you can see it's actually writing while I'm in the file. So let's exit out of this. Let it do its thing. So there we go. We're going to quit this. And let's run this again. Let's see what other stuff. So now it created even more images on here. So as you can see, it was able to create its own workspace. It was able to create its own images, its own text. It's able to research, append files. I mean, we are seriously getting closer to AGI, and Auto-GPT, I think, is definitely another milestone in that journey to AGI. So I'll be playing around with it more. I'm going to do another video where I'm going to dive into more of the Python code to kind of really understand how this project really works. But if you like this video, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and check out easyai.io for my newest project in AI. Thank you.